It's Jeff Hardy, baby, that's right. Jeff Hardy, Jericho Appreciation Society. We got a new champ, new champ, new champ. That's right. Thursday night, you know what that means. AEW Dynamite review, wrestling bands. Let's do this. Let's go. Starts off the show with Chris Jericho in the ring. And we're thinking he's going to apologize to Eddie Kingston. He's going to shake his hand to show who is the better man. Out comes Jericho to Judas. Judas is my mind. There's Jericho in the ring. Eddie Kingston comes out. Little back and forth. They shake hands. You think, oh, it's all lovely jubbly. And then 2.0's music hitting. Like, oh my God. Really? These guys, why? Why are they getting involved in this? They come to the ring straight away. We jump them, beat them down. And then Ortiz and Santana run to the ring to make the save. You think, okay, they're coming out and we're going to beat them down. They're going to make the save. Lovely jubbly. And they're doing that. They got a baseball bat beating the hell out of 2.0 and Danny Garcia. They hand Jericho the bat. And then you know what's going to happen from there. Jericho turns, beats the hell out of Santana and Ortiz, beats the hell out of Eddie Kingston with the baseball bat, smacks him around the head. And then out comes Jake Hager. And he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Terrible acting. But yeah, Jake Hager turns on Santana and Ortiz as well. Left them laying with Eddie Kingston in the middle of the ring. Inner Circle is no more. And now we have a new faction with Chris Jericho as the leader, along with Jake Hager, along with 2.0 and Danny Garcia. It is now the Jericho Appreciation Society. I mean, they could have just kept the Inner Circle and just kicked the other guys out, really. Why not just do that? Why not just kick out Santana, Ortiz, and even Sammy? And just add new members. Instead, they've got some dead-ass name. The Jericho Appreciation Society. I can't wait to see those T-shirts. Was he going to change his music? People are going to stop singing Judas on the way to where he is with Judas. Now what he's done, but is he going to change it? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, or is he going to let people appreciate him? Is this what it's going to be about? The fans, some fans that sing his song, they appreciate him. Is that what it is? Is that how he's going to get it over? Good angle. I am pretty much was saying like Inner Circle's done, man. Those guys are too talented to be anywhere near Chris Jericho. And let's just get this feud over with as soon as possible because, yeah, it's not working for me. First match of the night, Babyface versus Babyface. Very predictable. It was Hangman Page versus Dante Martin. You know who's winning this one. Good match, though. Was good. Dante Martin's really talented, don't get me wrong, but just zero heat, nothing to it. Just a dead match. Shivani Interview, first of the night, and he does do many tonight. This is like Shivani, like he's working, man, for his paycheck, man. They are making him work for his money. Works hard for his money. Trust me. Page asks Dante to come back to the ring. There's a handshake. Adam Cole comes out. Again, yeah, it's a fluke. It's a fluke victory. Same every time when someone beats him. It's a fluke. Next week, 6-man tag match. And I'm going to have my friends, not your friends. They're my friends, not your friends. Oh, just terrible, 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 terrible promo. Wording and everything. Like, who cares? Who cares if the Bucks and Adam Cole are friends, or if the Bucks are friends with just school shit. Like, why? Terrible. Come up with something better. Bryan Danielson, John Moxley, first tag team match, and we get to see William Regal. It's William Regal, we now know. It's not Steven Regal. He is allowed to go by William Regal, which was kind of surprising. Defeated the Workhorsemen. Who? Where did this team come from, and why are they even in AEW? JD Drake and Anthony Henry. But we know who's winning this one. Another very predictable, pretty much a squash match, but a good way, I suppose, to show the new team. And by next week, they'll be number one contenders. Best part of this was the after bit with Shivani's interview, the second interview of the night, ladies and gentlemen. William Regal gets emotional in the ring with Shivani, thanking him for everything he did for his career and when he came over to the US and went over to the US. And then, pretty much Regal just telling everyone to be on notice because Danielson and Moxley are going to stomp everyone out. That's pretty much it. Decent promo, though. I enjoy Regal. Regal's going to be fantastic in any role that they give him. As a manager, I've always thought he could be really good. Backstage, behind the scenes, he's going to be great with the younger guys, helping them, whoever's going to listen to him. But yeah, any role they give Regal, he'll knock it out of the park. He's that damn good. And I enjoyed him here. One of the best parts of the show. Dark Order are backstage with Adam Page. And finally, looks like he's leaving them behind because they found out they're not going to be in the 6-man tag next week, which we would have thought was an obvious choice. He's picked Jungle Love or Jurassic Express, whatever you want to call them. Another flat, pointless match, really. Pac defeated Wheeler Yuta. Who cares? What is this doing on TV? Just pointless match. So Bucks, Cole, Red Dragon, and backstage, and there's another promo from them on Brandon's camera, and it's just more like, I'm not your friends, you're not my friends. What's going? Why aren't we all friends? Let's all be friends. Just come up with something better for like Adam Cole and Red Dragon deserve so much better. I get the Young Bucks love this sort of shit. Like, oh, we're all friends. We're all friends. We're a clique. Let's all be friends. And then we all fall out, and then we're friends again. It's just crap. FTR, it's them next. They're backstage with Tully, and they want to get at the Bucks and Red Dragon for costing them a title shot. But Tully has different ideas. He wants them to go after the titles, which makes sense. And then they go and fire him. I mean, Tully Blanchard for me hasn't been like a great manager. He's a great wrestler, legend, absolute legend, 4 Horsemen legend, one of the best of all time. But as a manager, hasn't really cut it really for me. Hasn't been that great. Hasn't knocked it out the park. And FTR could either find someone even better or do exactly what they've been doing without Tully in the way, in my opinion. So the next faction to break up pretty much, they kicked one person out, the AHFO. Andrade wants to get rid of Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy is out there and he's not in a suit anymore. So you know where this is going. This is just an angle to get Matt Hardy away from the AHFO and get him back with his brother. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? After all this pointless back and forth of Private Party turning on Matt Hardy and everyone from AHFO basically turning on Hardy, beating him down, Darby and Sting come out first, and you're like, okay, they're coming out first. Just give it a little bit more time because obviously they need to beef up the numbers a little bit. Jeff can't do it all by himself. Can't make him look like Superman. So Darby Sting come out. There's a little bit more of a ball. They get beat down, and then the music hits. That's right. Jeff Hardy is in AEW. And he got a great response. Jeff Hardy's a star. He's a big name. I mean, for me, Matt Hardy is nowhere near the level of the star that his brother is. Nowhere near. He just rides his coattails pretty much. The only decent thing Matt Hardy ever did was delete. And that got old very quick after he got out of Impact or TNA. Didn't work anywhere else. And any other gimmick he's had hasn't really knocked it out of the park. But V1 but yeah, no, Matt Hardy needs his brother. But how many times have we seen the Hardys as a tag team, and how old are they getting now? Can they have one more run in them? What teams do we want to see them against? I mean, there are some young teams in AEW. There's a tag team division like so long, and there are a couple of teams I still want to see like this. Well, at least one team I want them to bring in, and they still haven't brought him in. Man up, Tony Khan. I'll say it again. Man up. Them boys. I don't want to see the Hardys. I don't want to see Jungle Love. I don't want to see the Young Bucks, to be honest with you, anymore. I want the Briscoes. We all want the Briscoes. So give us the Briscoes. God damn. How hard is it? Sign them up, man. Sign them up. Jeff Hardy, though. Good response, I suppose. But the one thing I would like to see is Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin somewhere down the road. Because that could be an actual money match for me. I mean, Jeff Hardy is a star. He doesn't really need his brother. And he's proven that in the past. He's a bigger star on his own. To be honest with you, his brother holds him back, holds him down from being the star that he is. And I would love to see him have a couple of singles matches in AEW as well as being a tag team with his brother. Okay, we'll get that for a while. He'll face the Young Bucks. He'll face FTR. He'll face Proud and Powerful. He'll face the Acclaimed. A couple of them will job out to they might hold the tag team titles and then lose them to someone else. And then I want to see Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin, please. 1-on-1. That'll be money. You can tell Darby was a Jeff fan. You can tell. Well, third interview of the night. Tony Schiavone is with Swerve Strickland backstage. Another new member of the AEW roster, along with Tony Nese, who is also supposedly a member of the AEW roster and has been for quite some time, according to himself. Hardly ever see him. Never been on Dynamite, to my knowledge. Or hasn't been for the last few weeks or months that I've been watching recently, consecutively. Haven't seen him. So it was shocked to me that he was there. Fourth interview of the night, Tony Schiavone is with Wardlow in the ring. Good God, he gets about, doesn't he? Tony Schiavone working hard for the money. Make him work for it. But he is a better interviewer, in my opinion, than he is a commentator. He'd be much better just in that role than as a commentator. For me, that's the one big weakness of AEW is the lineup they have on Dynamite of commentators. I mean, I love JR. He can stay. But Excalibur has improved, but they could get so much better out there. So much better. Ian Riccaboni. Yeah, and then Schiavone, I'm not a big fan, never have been really a massive fan of Schiavone. He's okay, but not the best. There's so many, like I said, there's so many. And even Taz, man, why is he not on there? When Taz is on commentary, he's so much better than everybody else. And he's not even that great. That's the problem. You wouldn't put him in your top 5, would you, Taz, commentators all time? But he is much better than what they've got. And why they're not using him in that role is baffling. Anyway, Tony Schiavone's in the ring for his fourth interview of the night with Wardlow. And he wants to be released from his contract with MJF, so you know where this is going. They're going to do a match, but there's no MJF tonight, which was surprising. I'm guessing he's licking his wounds from the CM Punk dog collar match, which makes sense. That does actually make some sense that he wouldn't be there. He's too beat up to even be there because he took a hiding from CM Punk and lost. So, yeah, I'm not surprised he's not there this week. But there was no Sean Spears or anyone really coming out to like confront Wardlow, which was surprising a little bit, but understandable. Wardlow had his time on his own to tell his own story, and I thought he did really good on the mic. He sounded good. He looked good. This guy is going to be a star, but you can see where it's going. MJF versus Wardlow for his contract release. Yeah, I'm up for that. That sounds good. AEW is Wardlow's world, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from that world. Well, we have QT Marshall. Wrestling's answer to Kevin James. My eyes are getting weary. My back is getting tight. With Keith Lee. And they both have an issue with Team Taz. So why don't they team up? What a team that would be. QT and Lee. No, thank you. And I think Keith Lee feels the same way. He doesn't need any help from the factory. So the Aew Tag Team Championship are on the line. Jungle Love or Jungle Jurassic Express, as most of you know them as against one of my favorite tag teams. Listen. You know what I'm saying? The Acclaimed have arrived. I was hoping they were going to pull a surprise here. But the best thing about this whole match was actually what happened before it, the rap. Here we go. Jungle Boy ain't seen no boobs. He's got so much hair on his head, but he can't grow no pubes. That was just brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. I know Max Caster delivers the line so much better than what I do, but I tried my best. I probably botched it, but oh well. I thought it was fantastic. Like, these guys are brilliant. They're entertaining. They're a good team. They can go in the ring. And unfortunately, they lost. I prefer them so much more to Jurassic Express. Fucking Jungle Boy and his toy dinosaur. My goodness. I'm just not a fan. Not a fan of them. Jay Cargill wants someone to step up. Who's it going to be, man? She's just mowing through everyone. At some point, you've got to put her and Britt Baker in the same picture at some point. Title versus title. I don't know what they can do with this women's division. It needs to thicken up a little bit. Speaking of women, we got a women's match next. Women's World Title Eliminator. Thunder Rosa against Layla Hirsch. Thunder Rosa already had a match against Britt Baker at Revolution, which she lost, unfortunately. I wouldn't have minded seeing her win it, but because there's not much. What more can they do with Britt Baker that they haven't already done? She's beaten everybody pretty much. If they're not going to bring any more women in from anywhere, then what is there for her to do? Right. But she's got a steel cage match next week after Thunder Rosa defeated Layla Hirsch. Steel cage, Baker versus Rosa. And I can see Thunder Rosa winning this one. Baker's backstage, not happy about being in a steel cage match. It's going to be a good match. You know it will be if these two can actually put it together. So main event was TNT title versus the Streak. Like they're going on like he's the Undertaker now. Like this streak actually means something. The geezer doesn't ever wrestle. No wonder he's got an undefeated streak when he don't know. I've never seen when was the last time Scorpio Sky had a singles match on Dynamite, on a pay-per-view, on anything? I don't know. It's not memorable. How has he got a title shot? The guy from last I remember was getting his ass kicked by Jericho in the Inner Circle, along with Lambert and Ethan Page. And Paige Van Zandt. My God. I mean, how is he in this match with Sammy Guevara is one question among many that I have about this whole thing. I mean, I don't have a problem with him. He's a good performer, don't get me wrong, but there's been no build-up for him to win the damn thing. It's just out of nowhere. There you go. You're the champion. No build whatsoever. Not really. He's won nothing. Why he's not? You can't take him seriously. Like, going on like he's some undefeated streak, like he's Goldberg. I mean, they've been doing a good streak thing already with Jade. They don't need another one. Undefeated. Everyone's undefeated. Adam Cole was undefeated at the pay-per-view, supposedly. But we saw him lose to a devastating hug from Orange Cassidy. And now Scorpio Sky's undefeated. Jade Cargill's undefeated. Everybody's undefeated. You're undefeated. You're undefeated. Everyone's undefeated. Ridiculous. Why does Sammy Guevara have 2 titles? Well, he doesn't anymore. Came out with 2, though. Why? And now Scorpio Sky's got them. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. So the match, Sammy Guevara, Scorpio Sky, starts off well. Good match going through. And then Sammy Guevara does something dumb and decides to do, for no reason whatsoever, a splash or a dive or a 4, 5, 60, 80, 500 millimeter. I don't know. He's spinning around in the air like a little ball and crashes through the table. But before this even happens, they're both outside for bloody ages. The ref starts to count. Sammy stops to count. But then the ref doesn't begin to count again when they're both outside. I counted like a ref should. 1, 2, up to over a minute. And that referee, Bryce Rimjob, couldn't be bothered to start counting again. Sammy crashes through the table. Ref's not counting. Not doing anything. Going out to Sammy. Making sure, are you all right? Calls over the doctor. No count out. Does nothing. Sammy getting carried to the back. Referee doesn't go back in the ring, but getting a count out or anything. It doesn't stop the match. These referees in AEW are shocking. Absolutely shocking. Make it look like at least it's an actual competition. And there are some rules. Or it's just a complete joke. Finally, someone starts counting. It's Scorpio Sky. At least someone fucking starts counting. And knows how to do the bloody, do the job. But the referee, no. Sammy should be forfeiting the match and Scorpio Sky should be the champion at this point. But Sammy's allowed to get back in the ring and continue the match. They carry on the match. Sammy no-sells the injury. Promote majority of the match with some of the moves he was pulling off. There is no way, if you've got injured ribs or injured back, whatever he's injured, there's no way you could be doing those moves. I'm sorry, no. Paige Van Zandt gets involved, Ty Conti get involved, and they don't really need to. Just pointless. Pointless them to getting involved. But in the end, Scorpio Sky picks up the win. I can see why people are happy. First Black singles champion in AEW. Big deal. But there's been no build. He deserved a build better than what he had. Scorpio Sky is a good guy. I like Scott. When I met him, he was a lovely guy to me. Really friendly. And I've enjoyed his work in AEW when we get to see him. But if they had done more with him to build up to this match, instead of having him hanging around with Lambert and some of the feuds he's been in, bogged down with Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, and the others, losing constantly. I don't remember him winning a match. How was he undefeated? How? When was the last time he had a match on Dynamite? When was the last time he had a match on Rampage or a pay-per-view? He hasn't had any big matches against anyone that you would consider a top talent. Who is he beating? Who? Is he on these YouTube shows? Because I don't watch them. Maybe that's where he's getting all his wins from, against jobbers. But he's the champ now. Paper champ at best, probably, because we know Wardlow's taking that off of him at some point. When Wardlow has his match against him, we know that Wardlow's squashing the hell out of him. Surely, unless MJF gets involved. Or Spears. But overall, another good show of Dynamite. Yeah, there's some bits I didn't enjoy, but there's always some bits I really do enjoy, and that's what wrestling's about. You're not going to like everything on a show, and that's okay. There are bits they need to work on. There are bits that they could get better with. But overall, I enjoy it. I really do. William Regal, I enjoyed seeing him on the show. Jeff Hardy, I suppose. Nice to see him back. Bryan Danielson and Moxley are going to be a decent tag team. Chris Jericho turning was pretty cool. But they didn't need that new name. No way. No thanks. Could have just kept Inner Circle and just kicked out the guys. That's all they needed to do. Keep it simple, guys. But we're going to get another Chris Jericho Appreciation Society t-shirt. So they need more merch, don't they? So there we go. We're switching things up. We're going to have a Hardy Boys t-shirt, a Chris Jericho Appreciation Society t-shirt, a William Regal t-shirt. There's going to be so much more for the merch for everyone to buy. So why not? Why not? Why not? That's about it, though, for Wrestling Mance and my AEW review. Thank you, everyone, whoever's watched. I really do appreciate it. If you can spread the word, spread the love, hit the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. We'll probably be back next time for... what's next? SmackDown, baby. SmackDown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Tally ho!